I was gonna maybe do this off stream. I was thinking about it, but then I was like, there might be context that chat knows that I maybe don't know. So I figured it might not be a bad idea to potentially do it with chat, because you guys might know more than me. But last night, for those who don't know, was TwitchCon. I think it was the first night of TwitchCon or second night. What was yesterday? The Friday? I think it's the first day of TwitchCon. There's a bit of an unsettling clip that popped up of emiru from the first day. And I'm going to show it to you really quick because it's kind of the basis of what we're talking about and what's going on. And I think it's kind of important. So here's the clip. So this is at a meet and greet at TwitchCon. And so the clip is the Twitter clip, the clip that this posted from is a bit longer, but basically the guy just walks away. It's a little disturbing, obviously, but it's kind of a big moment for a lot of reasons. I have my own personal thoughts that I want to put in on it, but first I'll give you like the full context before I give my own input. After this happened last night, it got posted online, and Twitch went ahead and left a typical corpus statement. The reason I'm even showing you this is because it actually ends up getting rebuked by emiru and saying that this is not exactly true. So let's do the corpus statement, and then we'll do her statement. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. False. This is where I want my own opinion. You know what? I'll jump to my own opinion really quick. I'm gonna be real with you. The last like couple years have gotten kind of scary as like a streamer content creator, and I really don't have to worry, right? Like, I'm a gaming creator. Like, the biggest problems I got is, can I zoom in? Sure. The biggest problems I've got, I accidentally trolled someone's fucking ranked game. It is hard to not think about that, especially as you grow, become a bigger creator and whatnot. More and more people want to meet you, which is cool, but you also, unless you control all the other factors, don't really know who you're meeting a lot of times, right? I've only ever had one kind of weird interaction with a person I've met in like a fan or like not fan it was at like BlizzCon, and they weren't even that weird. They just like couldn't take the hint that I needed to leave because like I was like, I had an Uber that was already waiting, and they were trying to like have a conversation about some stuff, and I gave them like 4 or 5 minutes of my time, but like at the end I was like, hey, I gotta go, and like they followed me out to the Uber, and I was like, gotta stop you right there. Like, you know, I don't believe this in the slightest, and I'll explain why in a minute, but let's keep going. The behavior displayed with this individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply unsettling. Here's the part that's really, really, really a telltale, is high profile. This is what I think is getting kind of insane, is on some level, streamers are more popular and more famous than celebrities. And I mean, like, maybe not A-list celebrities, but like B or C-list celebrities. I think that there's a world where a lot more people know them than someone from like a random movie or a random TV show, because they get talked about and they're seen around more often and they have more access to them. And you just kind of leave them out in the open, an event with hundreds of or tens of thousands of people. Yeah, Kai Snat's speed, I think, is like the next level. I would argue that they might even be close to A-rank celebrities at this point, because they're not known by like the general populace, but like anyone under the age of 25 that has a phone has probably seen Speed before, and probably has seen Kai Cenat before, even if you're not even a gamer. In line with the existing TwitchCon security protocol, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. Chat, I want to refer you back to this clip one more time. Yo, crap, since I saw you're here, or random, you're actually really good at this. Do you have a longer version of this clip on hand? I couldn't find it, but I've seen the longer one. I saw it last night. I didn't save it because I didn't think this was going to be as big of a deal as it is. Beyond this, but the fact that Twitch went ahead and lied about it is even worse. So once again, here's the first 10 seconds of the clip. So you might be saying, Flats, what are you talking about? Security just jumped in. Spoiler alert, really quick. I'm going to spoil this for you. That is not Twitch security. That is emiru's security, her personal security that she hired. And actually, one step further, she couldn't even have her normal or her favorite security guard because he got banned from TwitchCon. But let's keep going. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocol, we continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigation. So this is another important part that actually indicates that it's true. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocol. Really quick, here's the longer version. Here's the full 220. Just to see how fast Twitch jumped into action. again. This is, that's her security. So she gets rushed off. Remember this.
That's crazy.
Thank you, random.
Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
And so, to my knowledge, the next minute and a half is just this. There isn't actually anything here.
What just happened?
Because I think I stopped around the 30-second mark when I stopped watching it last night, because I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. But I was about to go to bed. Where's all this Twitch security that showed up? Where are they?
Film that?
Can we see it again? We're watching the whole clip. We're gonna watch the whole thing.
No way.
Hey, Twitch security? Hello?
Didn't want to come.
Security?
Right. Oh, man,
Hello?
That's insane, and we're right at the front.
Hello?
Wow.
Girl, no, I think that's just crew. I think her thing says crew. I see EW. That's not security. That's crew. Yeah, CR. Yeah, that's crew.
Dude.
So she just like lets people in through and like forms the line and stuff. That's not security.
That's crazy.
Is the security in the room with us now? Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
I think that might be her manager back there.
You can still give it
Maybe,
to
because that gets important. But yeah,
Dang,
this was yesterday. Yep.
That is insane.
So, like I said, nothing happened. There's no security. They're f***ing nowhere to be seen. Go on. Is it even worth watching the rest? Probably don't think so. Let's go back, finish this statement really quick. We have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in points and have attendance or additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you are RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate for +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment and acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. Oh, her manager is Melissa that brought her back? Okay, because I know she said that her manager like called after that in her tweet. So I'm not 100% sure which one was her manager, but we're gonna get there in a sec. So the reason why this gets even worse is this. So this was earlier today at 1:36, so 3 hours ago, and she comes out and says hello. Oh yeah, by the way, really quick, the Twitch one was from 4:28 a.m. last night, or I guess this morning technically. I'm okay, and thank you all for your kind messages. Sorry I cannot respond to them all. Yesterday, the man who assaulted me was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon, and even in front of other creators, meet and grab me and my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out that it could have been a lot worse. I'm obviously shaken up by what has happened, and it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this. But to tell you honestly, I'm a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. I'm going to skip ahead really quick to this clip. This provides some really important context of what she's talking about. I'm going to just let it play.
I don't think that's true. Okay, maybe I should talk about this, whatever, who cares.
Hold on, it's really quiet. I have it max volume, just quiet.
I had a security guard 2 years ago where there was a guy following me around TwitchCon, and he like asked him to stop multiple times. My guard asked him, and the guy wouldn't stop, so he grabbed the guy, but he didn't like hurt him. He was just holding the guy until like the con security came. And then for some reason they're like, yeah, because your security guard touched him, he's like permabanned from the venue forever. But he didn't even hit him or anything. He just like held him while they waited for like the police to come. And
what the fuck?
And it was like my favorite security guard. I can't have him at TwitchCon anymore. I was just like, okay, like it was so sad because he did like everything.
Got banned for doing his job. Why? Because he's not part of the venue, not part of the company, right? So refer back to statement 1. The safety and security of all of those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. I do not believe you. Bruh, who cares? I mean, what do you mean? Who cares that she was assaulted? Are you a monster? What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you care? Because I would say, if anything, this should maybe potentially be like the end of TwitchCon. What's the point of even having TwitchCon at this point? I feel like TwitchCon is nothing but Twitch taking advantage of the fact of their creators to milk money out of them. Many creators go to TwitchCon, and how do they get? What is their benefit for going? They get a meet and greet maybe if they're big enough, and 2, they get a free ticket to the event. They don't get flights. They don't get paid. Nothing. They do it for their community. Twitch gets to capitalize on all of that, selling tickets, food, etc. Yeah, there's no flights. No, I've gotten invited. I've gotten invited every year for the last 4 years. I've never went, not once. Why would I go? If I'm going to an event, I want to go to a cool event Like I've done like BlizzCon, because you go to BlizzCon, right? BlizzCon's one thing, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. I'll do a meet and greet at BlizzCon, sure. Right? But even that's kind of like sometimes a little spooky. Although BlizzCon was like a little bit better with security. Their security wasn't completely like complete dumbasses. They were actually kind of decent. I could tell because they were strict, which is like a decent sign of good security, at least when I was dealing with them. But I don't think Twitch does not give a shit. Yeah, BlizzCon flew us out when we went. Yeah, I mean BlizzCon, I streamed for it. I technically worked at BlizzCon with the because I streamed OWCS both days of BlizzCon, so it was different. So why should, I mean, like, you know, what the incel said earlier, well, why should you care? I mean, I care because, like, shit like this is fucking terrifying. God, who was it? There was like a singer many, many years ago who was doing a meet and greet after like one of her concerts, and a guy walked up and shot her 3 times. Just to you. That's it. She's just trying to do something nice and like give a hug to one of her fans. Christina Grimmie. Oh yeah, that sounds right. Is it Christina Grimmie? Yeah, if you don't know the story of Christina Grimmie, basically trying to do a meet and greet with fans, and well, she like literally went to go give this guy a hug, one of her fans, and no, she died. It's terrifying. And this could have been much worse. What if he had a weapon? Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts is my own security. It's true my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm to bring him to police at a past TwitchCon. However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away. And you can see that in the clip since they don't appear in the frame. The woman who is walking me away is my own personal manager. And behind the booth, the only 2 people who were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened or if I was okay. Oh, I thought the manager would be the guy that was on the phone in the corner, but who knows who that was. My friend who was present told me Twitch security was also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what had happened and immediately laughing and moving on to talking about something else. So if no one was checking if I was okay or if I needed anything, or they let the guy run away initially, I have no idea how anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing. LOL. There's another thing that I've noticed with security and through events in the last few years that I've attended both through Overwatch League and as a streamer, is a lot of times security is hired and they have no idea what they're even there for. They're just there to guard a door or an area or whatever it is, and they seriously don't know who these people are. For example, right? Like let's say there was what's a big expo, like PAX, right? Like some big PAX expo or BlizzCon or something like that. They don't know who these people are. If like we're talking BlizzCon, let's say BlizzCon, a group of people walked in, let's say it was like Valkyrie, Pokimane, XQC, Asmongold. If they all walked in the door, there would probably be a fucking horde of people running over. Security has no idea who those people are. But if you were security and you saw them walking in, and you should know who they are, you might be like, oh shit, that's so, like, people are, like, these are really popular people walking. We should be prepared for a fucking mob that could potentially form around them. But they have no idea. So there's a good chance that whoever the security was for the venue or whatever was like, oh yeah, just like keep an eye on this person. They're going to do a meet and greet. Okay, sure. But they have no idea how popular she is. She could have like 1,000 followers. She could have 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, 20 million. They have no idea. And so they don't know how to react. But like, if you told them, oh, Kim Kardashian's coming in, then maybe like, oh, they're gonna be like, oh shit, we gotta be on edge. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. Here's where it gets real interesting. In Twitch's statement, they said that the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it. Not only because TwitchCon staff was present throughout it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. Jesus, I lost the ability to read. I have a lot more I want to say, but I will say it on stream later today instead of writing a book here. Thank you guys again. Sorry you all had to see that. This is definitely my last TwitchCon, and it saddens me to say that after 10 years off and on as a attendee of TwitchCon, I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I did not feel cared for or protected, even bringing my own security and staff. I can't imagine how creators without these options would feel. Stay safe, y'all. Everything is going to be okay. And I'm just going to make this one little step further. Here's a clip of Emmy talking with Cinna, and how the whole reason she even did the meet and greet is because the contract to do her show at TwitchCon requires a meet and greet.
Cancel my meet and greet because of the stuff. So I had to cancel my meet and greet because of the stuff. But in order to, I can't cancel my meet and greet and not cancel her show because of the fact that the reason I canceled my meet and greet is I don't want to be in the same place for 2 hours. Because of people being weird.
Okay.
And then I'm
It's
under
like right about
contract
here.
with them, so I can't cancel one and not cancel the other.
Interesting. Oh.
So I'm sorry,
I kept my meet
Emmy.
and greet because I wanted to keep my show. Surely it'll be
I'm
fine.
sorry, Emmy.
I'm sure everyone will be nice.
Moments before disaster. Surely it'll be fine. And so I guess at the end of the day, there comes this decision of why does TwitchCon even still exist? I mean, in 2016, it made sense. The internet was small. Twitch streaming was small. It was more like homey gaming communities, and people were like, I don't know, I wouldn't say maybe more normal, but it was more like everybody kind of knows each other, a little bit more tight-knit. Now it's just everywhere. It's much more mainstream, and you have, whether being mainstream, you have a lot more people that are around, more parasocials, more crazies, whatever it might be. Why? Why even have it anymore? Other than Twitch just using it to be a money grab to milk out of their creators. I personally have never wanted to attend because of reasons just like this. Not that I'm afraid of them happening to me, but more of just what ifs, you know? You genuinely never know. And the funny part about this is leading up to this, there was so much discussion from other creators that canceled and didn't go. Like there was like Valkyrie didn't want to go, Cutie didn't want to go, and a few others. And they got ridiculed online for it, being like, oh, why are you making things seem worse than they are? Things aren't that bad. Like you're just over exaggerating things. There'll be security. And then Twitch came out and said, oh, we're gonna increase security before TwitchCon, and then this happened. So it's like, you know, yeah, things like Comic-Con, BlizzCon, PAX, those all make sense because you go for like other things. Twitch is literally just going to meet streamers. It doesn't make sense to me anymore. So I don't even know, why does it even exist other than as a money grab? Who knows? But I thought it'd be important to talk about because it's kind of spooky. No one should have to deal with that shit. And you know, it's more about waking up, I guess, to the reality that maybe we live in.